A dry breeze blows through the shop district. I quietly walk through. I feel myself surrounded by people who are out for blood. Despite their faces, these are not normal people. I can tell. I can sense their skill. But I will not be defeated. I'm Yomi, and I'm a second-year student. This fight I must win. I open the flyer that's clenched in my hand. Written in large red letters are the following: the second annual Ultimate Eating Championship. I picked up this flyer yesterday. At the same time, I only had a single yen to my name. 1 yen will not buy bean sprouts, however affordable they may be, so I was almost delirious with hunger. I considered eating wild herbs, but that is for other people to consume. The idea of me eating them was simply out of the question. In the future, yeah. Normally I would go to the supermarket and partake in the free samples they give out. But they figured out my strategy, and now I'm on their list of dangerous people. Lately, they've been putting away the samples as soon as they see my face. That's my favorite expression. By keeping your head low and looking to the ground, you might actually find the money you need. That's exactly what I was doing when I discovered this flyer. The grand prize for this tournament is all the food in the shops district that is just past its expiration date. Just past its expiration date. What a luxury that would be. Unless it's rotten, a meal is a meal. Just being able to eat my fill would be a spectacular prize. With a gnawing sense of obligation, I signed myself up to participate. The chairman of the shops district sets up onto the stage they had set up for the occasion. There are 8 contestants, including myself. The chairman explains the rules to us. The competition is finally going to begin. I'm ready for this. Since I've been eating so poorly, my stomach has shrunk a fair bit, so I drank a ton of water last night. That should have expanded it again. Aside from myself, there are 2 other girls in the competition. One looks like a heavy eater, while the other is a beautiful girl who doesn't seem to fit in. The chairman introduces each of the contestants. The girl's name is apparently Ikaruga. She has long black hair and a noble presence. Judging by the quality of her school uniform, it looks like it was tailor-made for her. Beautiful. Elegant. High class. With tailor-made clothing. Just thinking about it makes me irritated. The rich deserve only death. That is my principle. Once the opening ceremony finishes, I stop the girl. She looks flustered and bothered at having to respond. Our conversation is interrupted by a high-spirited girl. She seems to be a friend of the princess. They speak to each other like close friends. They don't even notice the burning hatred radiating from me. Spoiled princesses deserve only death. That is another one of my principles. But if I cause an uproar in front of all these people, they'll probably cancel the competition. Though all I want is blood, I was able to hold back. I asked, forcing a smile onto my face. The princess looks flustered again while Katsuragi takes it upon herself to offer up an answer. I knew it. What a typical carefree reason to enter. Even if the princess won, she'd likely throw away the prize without a single thought. I can't forgive such arrogance. But really, her reason doesn't matter. I'll be the one winning today. I introduce myself to the princess quickly and remove myself from the conversation. An eating competition is really a one-on-one battle. The 8 contestants are divided into A block and B block, with myself on the A and that girl on the B. If it comes down to us squaring off, it'll be in the final round. But that's not really likely. No spelled princess would ever be able to win in an eating competition. They call my name and I walk up to the stage. My first opponent is a guy in a white school uniform. He looks unhealthy, like he's barely seen the sun. Murasame, please. What a very strange person. Best to ignore him. I refuse to engage him, sitting calmly on my chair waiting for the start of the match. But something seems amiss. We keep waiting, but the food isn't being brought out. I look backstage to see the chairman rushing around. Something must be wrong. After a bit longer, they bring out a heaping mountain of cabbage cores. The chairman bows his head and begins speaking in a low voice. He tells us the first round's challenge was apparently to eat a whole cabbage, but all that's left are cabbage cores. Murasame makes no attempt to hide his disdain. His attitude is really getting on my nerves. Cabbage cores are high-quality food. They're filling and have a delightful texture. The idea of eating only the leaves of the cabbage always struck me as ignorant. The leaves are, of course, delicious, but the cores deserve no less respect. I don't understand what's going on, but Murasame's eyes have become thoroughly bloodshot. With both parties raring to go, the match begins. I take a mouthful of the core. That heavy texture, that sweet earthly aroma. Its unique sweetness fills my mouth. It's splendid. Cabbage cores are food fit for a king. Lost in ecstasy, I tap on my plate. Little did I know, I've eaten it all. I offer profound thanks to the earth for its blessings, and the chairman raises my right hand. I look to my side and see Murasame is fainted with his mouth stuffed with cabbage cores. He seems to have suffered from oxygen deprivation. Seems the first round was no challenge at all. The little princess rushes to Murasame's side. Brother. These two are siblings? I don't see much of a resemblance. But come to think of it, they both give the impression of being rich and spoiled. The princess drops to her knees at Murasame's side, extending a hand to help stabilize him. Murasame viciously slaps her hand away. After that sharp remark, he dashes out of the area. Seems like her big brother has no love for her. She clenches her lips and returns to the B-block stage. I decide to go watch her match. With her friend encouraging her, the princess stuffs her face full of cabbage cores. Though she's eating cleanly, she's pretty fast. She gradually distances herself from her opponent. As she finishes the last course, she delicately wipes her mouth with a napkin. With the match ended, she exchanges banter with her friend. She's very composed. However, the competition's only just begun. The real test of her fortitude will be in the finals. Let's see how well this little princess holds up. As I sit down for the semifinals, a huge shadow covers my vision. I lift my gaze to behold a woman who looks like a sumo wrestler. Sumo woman laughs scornfully at me and takes her seat. I have a rather unpleasant feeling. Again, we sit and wait for food to arrive. Again, it doesn't appear. Becoming irritated with the event planning, the flustered chairman gets on stage. He begins to explain the situation, tears in his eyes. Apparently the second round's food was supposed to be popcorn, but the storehouse they found only hornet larvae instead, boiled in soy sauce. Did the delivery person make a mistake? Or maybe it was a prank. Regardless, for the competition to continue, they'd have to serve us hornet larvae boiled in soy sauce. Ugh. Sumo woman starts bellowing in laughter at the extremely embarrassed chairman. She gives me another fleeting glance. Hornet larvae are nutritious, like milk of the forest. The very idea of forfeiting is ridiculous. And so, they bring forth me a heaping mound of hornet larvae. I hear shrieks of disgust from the audience. Whatever, one shouldn't judge food before trying it. The chairman announces the start of the match. This will decide the winner of A block. Sumo woman eats the larva one by one, her face twisted into a disgusted grimace. She manages to remain composed though appearances can be deceiving. I stick my hands into the mountain of hornet larvae and scoop them into my hands. Then drinking water from my hands, pour it into my mouth. Then, as if drinking water from my hands, pour it into my mouth. The place bursts into a bizarre commotion as the chairman raises my hand. Sumo woman's face flushes in a deep red and she leaves the stage. Gripe all you want, you still lost. When you're outmatched, you should back down. Now to see how B block turns out. The princess's friend is overjoyed and hugs her. Frankly, I'm surprised. I never would have thought the princess could stomach hornet larvae. I walk over to the princess and ask her a question. She answered with a slight smile. It's just the kind of delicacy you expect a walking endorsement of capitalism to indulge in. I'm silently fuming. What a vile, twisted, superficial life that must be. Just thinking about this little princess being so spoiled makes me want to. She hasn't the slightest clue what's going on in my head. She offers me an elegant smile and extends her hand to me. I gently take her hand and shake it. Though all I want to do is crush her fingers into powder, I'll get far more enjoyment out of delivering a crushing defeat. We both step onto the stage where, kneeling on the ground, the chairman waits. He attempts to explain the situation, repeatedly touching his forehead to the stage. The final round was supposed to be a never-ending bowl of soba noodles. Upon looking backstage for them, however, the noodles were nowhere to be found. Instead, he explained we would be eating massive earthworms. The princess' previously calm face drops and quickly turns pale. At her words, the chairman shakes his head. He explains that all the soba noodles in the area have been cleaned out for the tournament. Her pathetic request sends my blood boiling. You've got to be kidding me. One does not simply stop a tournament this far in. After that outburst, suddenly all eyes are on me. Princess is so shocked she can't even speak. Forfeit. Please forfeit, princess. Even I can't handle eating earthworms. I begin fervently praying that she'll forfeit. Yes! I prepare her to strike a triumphant pose. As she says this, I know she's sweating bullets. Her friend Katsuragi beams with careless enthusiasm. The spectators go wild. But this has definitely turned for the worse. Maybe I shouldn't have called attention to myself. We gaze levelly at each other. Her face is covered in a cold sweat. I suspect mine is no different. Both of us could tell we were bluffing. Finally, they put the bowls down before us. I peer timidly into mine. And from the soup, they're wiggling. The worms are squirming around. No way. Absolutely not. My mind is screaming at me. And yet, without even noticing, my hands take hold of the chopsticks. That's right. I've come too far to back down now. Prize or no prize, I'd rather die than let that princess beat me. I bring the bowl up to my lips. I concede. Yeah. Much to my surprise, the princess has lowered her head. I let out a massive sigh of relief. It's not the finale I had hoped for, but any victory. Still, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. The princess softly asks me. That's right. You could never, ever understand. Only those who have walked through the desert of poverty, hunger, and thirst could understand. An angry voice suddenly bursts forth. I turn to look, and the sumo woman from before is back. This time she brought a lot of friends. Without even hearing the princess's reply, I've already figured out what's going on. Most likely, all the problems during the competition have been the work of Sumo Woman. She swapped out all the food with something odd to ensure that she'd be the one to win. That has to be it. The princess takes a step forward in anger. I raise a hand to stop her. My anger is no less than hers. They got in the way of our match. In exchange for the princess, I'll work out my aggression on Sumo Woman and her grunts.
消化機能ですね。申し訳ありませんが、ここで失礼します。家に帰ってもやし炒めでも食べようと思いますので。では。もう行ってしまいました。ヨミさんか。決めましたわ。おかえりなさい。
Hey. Alright, goals become strong. I'll do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. What are we doing here? What indeed? Okay. I want to get stronger, but I don't know if I really can. Ow! Baby. I'm not trying to adjust settings. Stop asking me that. I'm supremely comfortable in here. It's very suited to my skin. My dear little dogs are here too. We each have our own reasons for being here, and we each know what this is where we're meant to be. Alright, and Yomi is right here. Oh dear, no, so close. My poor barely expired perishables. Sorry, did you say something?
Mirai, どうした？眠れないのか？ホムラ。怖い夢でも見たのか？怖い夢っていうか、夜一人になると昔のことを思い出しちゃうんだ。昔？私、中学生の頃、そうか。ヘビ所でいっぱい修行して、体だけじゃなく心も強くなったと思っていたんだけど、昔のことを思い出すと体が震えてくるんだ。私ってダメだね。試してみるか？試す？未来がどのくらい強くなったか私が確かめてやる。そんなの無理だよ。ホムラに勝てるわけないよ。やってみなきゃわからんさ。でもどうした？自分の強さを確かめたくないのか？わかった。私やるよ。そう来なくては。それでこそヘビ女選抜メンバーの一人だ。ホムラ、前順次よ。絶対に無視なんかさせないわ。
いざブレンのごとく舞い散れ。
遅い。行くぞ。行くぞ。
技あり。決着。
まるで相手にならねえな。少しずつ強くなってる。私の勝ちだな。ほらね、やっぱりホムラには勝てない ないよ。そうだよ、初めから勝てないことは分かってたんだ。
それでは聞く。勝てないと分かっていてどうして私と戦ったんだ？勝てないと思った相手に未来は真っ向から挑んだ。その勇気こそ強さの証だと私は思う。
ホムラ、
自信を持て未来。お前は自分が思っているより強い。心も体も小さいが強い。
心も体も小さいって。でもありがとうホムラ。本当にありがとう。
よし、決めた。
おかえりなさいませ。
おかえり。
Mirai looks okay at first glance, but I don't know. I'm worried. I'm gonna do everything I can to get stronger for our next fight. Mirai's been acting a little depressed. She seems to have cheered up as of late. Thank goodness for that. What's up with Mirai? I wish I could read people a little better. All I know is she isn't as bouncy as usual. Courage is certainly part of strength, but it's only one part. Therefore, one must train vigorously to become ever stronger.
交代だ。ヨミ。
かしこまりましたわ。
You're right, you've grown a little stronger. I believe in you.
いってらっしゃい。どの任務にいたしましょう。ド派手にぶっ飛ばすわ。これで準備はよし。私ならやれる。
あら未来、
はるか様、
どうしたの？戦闘準備なんかして。
やっつけに行くんです。昔私のことをいじめたやつらを。
いじめ？
私がヘビ所に入ったのもそのためだから。復讐がちゃんと悪人になってからと思ったけど、やっぱりダメなんです。あいつらにお返しをしないと私は前に進めないんです。
なるほどね、分かったわ。好きにしなさい。でもその前に予行練習なんかどう？
予行練習？
私が未来に現実をかけるの。デク人形がいじめっ子に見えるように。
そのデク人形と戦って練習するんだね。分かった。はるか様、私に現実をかけて。
了解。じゃ行くわよ。さあ、私の人形たちと戦ってらっしゃい。
やってやるよ。未来来準じる。
任務開始。
私にも
Oh, there's more than one.
達成。
私もしかしてかなり強い？
お見事ね。
私あいつらに負けなかったよ。
ええ、未来は勝ったわ。それじゃもう今日はお風呂に入って寝ちゃいなさい。未来、聞いて。確かに悪人は復讐のために力を使うことができる。でもだからこそ私は自分の力に誇りを持ちたい。厳しい修行で手に入れた大切な力がいじめっ子の暴力と同じ程度のものにならないように。未来、私はね、悪には悪の誇りがあると思うの。
はるか様。でも私は。
どうしてもすっきりしないのならいつでも私の人形が相手になってあげるから。
はい、わかりました。
よかった。
はるか様の言葉温かかったです。はるか様って普通に優しい時もあるんですね。
何言ってんのよ。私はいつも優しいわよ。今だって未来が言うこと聞かなかったらめんどくさいから人形にしちゃおうって思ってたぐらいなんだから。
宣言